So I just talked to an old guy named Steve, and he shared a whole lot of information with me about pollution and the environment. Basically, what he told me is he understands, I guess because he works in the petrochemical field, he understands a whole lot about the environment. He understands a whole lot about science, and he basically shared with me all this cool information about how different fuels work. So gasoline is like a fuel that is very kind of bad for the environment because it has it leaves behind these very radical kind of when it burns, it leaves behind these very radical compounds, and they've figured out a way to put stuff in it to try to eliminate and make it cleaner. But the thing is, those chemicals, the problem with them is they set down and they're heavier than oxygen, so they sink and they sit on the road itself, and then what happens is that shit gets washed into the water, and then as it gets washed into the water, we end up watering plants with it, we end up drinking it, we end up showering with it and eating it, and that's a big huge problem with gasoline. Now a big huge problem with electric is that it actually seems like it's better, and it seems like it's not polluting the environment because you're not burning anything, but in the truth, the reality of it is you mine for all this lithium and you do all this mining to make these batteries and all this acid in these batteries, and you're creating these huge batteries, and it doesn't get you very far. They're very inefficient, and basically they have to be charged a lot, which then in order to charge them, if you go, let's say, from here to Houston or Katy, you will end up with having used the whole battery and have to recharge it, and all this charging, you have to have a power plant, so the power plant ends up burning more fuel anyway than the cars would, and that ends up being even worse. So then the next thing we talked about was diesel, and I said, which one do you think the best is? And he's very old, not very old, but he's an older guy, and he seemed like he's been on the planet for a long time, and he knows what he's doing because, he really was smart. He kind of explained in a short little sentence how he could make a little chainsaw motor make 80 horsepower, and he made a go-kart make a 10-second mile because he knows the cryogenics and all different kinds of using ozone and all these different methods of different gases and how they burn it, and dude, he knew so much. He was like a fucking physicist in like the way he spoke. It was just amazing. I wish I could talk to this guy more and get him to do an interview on the phone or on this on a video or something, because the things he was talking about, I said, are there organizations that are out there to try to help this and change these? And he said, no, there are hundreds, and even the government is one of them, by trying to regulate everything, and they're trying to do certain things to influence. But I said, what do you think we could do to fix it? And he said, well, most of the problem is that people don't want to put in the effort to perfect it, to actually change it and actually help change this problem in the environment. And I said, the young people are going to be the ones to actually make the decisions to do this, because we're the next generation. We're going to choose what happens, and there's a lot more communication via the web now. So I'm talking more to this guy and learning more, and it's just in a short little ride that I took him home from the garage because he dropped off one of his trucks or his truck, and he basically said, the best one is diesel, because you're not trading off you're not trading, because gasoline, you're trading off you're having invisible pollutants versus visible ones, from diesel that are worse because they're hurting the environment more. And with diesel, from biodiesel, we can kill two birds with one stone, basically, because it's very easy to make diesel out of French fry oil and oil from Chick-fil-A and other things, and oil that we use naturally just to eat and cook, and instead of pouring this oil into landfills and into the sewer, we'll be putting it into the cars and using it as a fuel, and it will be killing two birds with one stone. But and the diesel engine's been around for 150 years, and if we increase and improve its efficiency and other things like that, we could really combat pollution a lot. And it kind of seemed very interesting to me, and I've had this interest in building a diesel Audi, like a 1.9 TDI turbo diesel motor Audi, because I just thought it would be an interesting little project and I could run it on biodiesel or French fry oil. But, I never thought of it being, contributing to helping the environment that much. And, really, the way I'm looking at it now, I'm like, maybe I can help spread this information and inspire people by building cool diesel hot rods to burn diesel instead of burning gas, which, even though gas looks cleaner, it's actually fucking everything up more and making us less and creating more problems for our health and for our environment. And because, even though you can't see the pollution it's creating, it's leaving behind pollutants that settle on the ground and are washed into our water and into, the things that, he said, what do you see on the side of every road? Well, you see this. You see drainage ditches with these these tunnels through them. And what does that equate to? Well, it equates to everything that when it rains, everything that's on the road gets washed into the basically into the water. And we recycle the water and we use it, and what happens is we end up drinking this stuff. And this chemical that he mentioned that is the one that removes most of the pollution from the gasoline, but it has this one downside, is that it falls and settles to the down to the ground. It's heavier than oxygen, and it basically it creates this pollution problem. And diesel itself, even though it looks dirtier, most of our equipment, most of our transportation is already run like big Mack trucks that move our food and travel other things are mostly using diesel anyway. So we already use all this oil to cook our food with, because America is the fattest country in the world, eating French fries everywhere. We really, why haven't we addressed this shit yet? Everything should be running on biodiesel by now. This is a huge thing. And I'm just kind of discovering this now, and I'm the kid with the loud mouth, Drake said, oh, I'm the one with the motor mouth, I am the one you should worry about, or some shit in one of his songs. Well, Drake, why aren't you rapping about this shit, dude? What the fuck? You're not, maybe I should worry about you. Maybe you're actually causing problems with your rap. You're maybe fucking influencing people in a bad way that I might not agree with. No, I'm not hating. No, let me hate on Drake a little bit more. Fuck you, Drake. No, I'm just playing. Here, you know what, dude? I appreciate some of your music, actually, to be honest. I like a lot of the shit that you, I thought a lot of your songs were very creative, and I like a lot of your music. So don't, not like all of it. There's some shit songs that I'm like, dude, really? And then but whatever. Drake's not the subject right now, but it seems like all you people are focused on Drake and not focused on the right shit you should be focused on, like helping change, the world in a better way. Honestly, I'm sitting here right now and I'm just learning. Dude, I soak up so much of what he just said, and I swear to God, I feel like it just changed not changed, but it just totally armed me with a whole lot of, in one little fucking little car ride with this guy, he armed me with all this knowledge. I wish I could sit down with him, take a video. I mean, this is really what's going to change shit, is when we open up the parameters and the perspectives and open people's eyes. Maybe somebody will fund me a little bit to get my little Audi project, done, and and then I could make that car a perfect example of how awesome something good can actually be. Since y'all think being bad is so fucking cool, I want to disprove that. And anyway, so my idea here is to now I want to build, this sick ass, diesel Audi to show people, look, yo, Like, we can build some sick-ass shit, and it's going to run off biodiesel strictly. Not like it's going to be, running off of regular diesel fuel or whatever, something that's, chemical. No. I'm going to go get French fry oil, and I'm going to make this thing make so much fucking power that it's going to shit on it's going to make a 10-second quarter mile. I'm going to make a car that makes a 10-second quarter mile and does it and contributes to a cleaner environment in the same breath. There's a little achievement for you. And, maybe my whole one-sentence plan is gonna change. Maybe my one-sentence plan is gonna be to, I want to disprove common, theories that people are set on believing, and open their eyes to new potentials for greater things. That's more than 15 words, but I'll work on it. Anyway, so, I'm getting this thing, Ty, I'm getting this thing, y'all, and I want you to know that we are on a path to a better, cleaner environment. We're not just that, we're on a path to a better world. We are going to increase the peace, y'all, and take it to the next level. I am totally about taking it to the next level, increasing the peace, intensifying my high, and, living a greater, more awesome life thanks to effort. So, effort is not a bad thing. It is totally the best thing that you could possibly, do is put in effort, because, man, the rewards are exponential. You get back so much more than you put in, but you got to be willing to put it in first and not think about what you're getting out of it. If you just think about what you're getting out of it, you're going to get $7.25 an hour. There you go. But if you put in the effort first and, don't, think about what am I getting back? Think about what do I actually want? And then, okay, now I'm going to put in effort. And then don't think about, oh, what do I get back now? No, think about, don't just have faith. Have faith, y'all. Have faith. Jesus taught us that. And go forward and, kind of have faith that things are going to, work out, that you're going to get what you want as long as you try hard and put in the effort. It's just we want a better world. We're going to have faith that, Jesus got our back. And, Jesus had tons of faith. He went out there and he's like, you know what? There's problems in the world. They need to get addressed. There are people out here scourging each other and pouring hot oil on each other and, fighting Viking wars with each other and knocking down somebody builds an entire community, another crew comes in and just destroys it. He's like, this is a problem. And he's like, okay, I am going to have faith, make the ultimate sacrifice. This is going to work out. The world's going to get better. There's going to be a billion generations after me. And, and I'm going to go up there and I'm going to let these people nail me to a cross and kill me. And I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do it intentionally. And I'm going to let them do it. And, they're going to see eventually, then somebody will see, then in the same breath, I'm going to forgive them because I know that they don't even know what the hell they're doing. And, then he's like, all right, and then after that, things are going to kind of get better. And what happened? Now, we actually live in the most peaceful time of entire history. Actually, believe it or not, if you look at the course of history, we live in the most peaceful time in entire history right now. Believe it or not, you might beg to differ. You might look at the little problems that you see around you and want to make me wrong. But believe it or not, we live in the most peaceful time in history. It's not, I mean, go back, read your history books, do the math. How many people wars were going on, killed, dead, casualties, whatever, and then look at now, and you'll see that, things are actually, since the point Jesus, went up there and whatever, but not like, I'm not trying to preach to you, but, word up, having faith and doing things, I'm not, that awesome. Okay, I'm not that awesome, but I try to do what I can, and I mean, I hope that you know what? Sorry, like Charlie Sheen said, hope is for suckers. Have faith. I have faith. Things are gonna go up. We're on the way up, y'all. We're the youth. We're the new generation. We're gonna make it happen, y'all. Let's build some biodiesel hot rods.